Hello, children. Welcome you all to 10th Standard English class. Today, I'll be beginning with a new lesson that is, Eyes Are Not Here, written by Ruskin Bond. Before beginning with the lesson, we'll know more about the author, Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, one of the finest storytellers in English, in India, was born in Kasoli in 1934. He has written several novels, short stories, and books for children. He was awarded Padma Shri in 1999 for his contributions to children's literature. The Room on the Roof, written when he was 17, won the John Llewellyn Memorial Prize in 1957. Many of his stories are based on Mussoorie in the foothills of Himalayas where he lives. Here on the screen, we can see the pictures of the people who are physically challenged, but at the same time, with their perseverance and determination, are leading a normal life, as well as contributing a lot to the nation. Herein today, we will come across the lesson The Eyes Are Not Here, wherein our author Ruskin Bond, who is blind, shares his own experience while traveling in a train. Now open your textbook page number 1, children. As I read, please follow. I had the compartment to myself up to Rohana, and then a girl got in. The couple who were her off were probably her parents. They seemed very anxious about her comfort. And when the woman gave the girl detailed instructions as to where to keep her things, when not to lean out of the windows, and how to avoid speaking to strangers, they said their goodbyes and the train pulled out of the station. As I was totally blind at the time, my eyes sensitive only to light and darkness, I was unable to tell what the girl looked like. But I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. It would take me some time to discover something about her looks, and perhaps I never would. But I liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. Author himself is the narrator who is traveling in a train. Girl also enters into the compartment and even she is blind. But both of them are unaware that each of them are blind. Children, one thing what we have to remember here is that the narrator was not blind by birth. Earlier, he was normal, but now he has lost his eyesight. Moving on to explanation. Narrator was traveling alone by train up till Rohana station. When the train stopped, a girl entered the compartment with her parents who were so concerned about her, giving her several instructions as to where her things were kept, not to lean out of the windows, avoid speaking to strangers, etc., and got down from the train. I think even your parents might have given you such instructions when you had to travel alone. Isn't it, children? Narrator was happy that a girl had entered the compartment, but he was sad that he was unable to tell how the girl looked like, but knew that she had worn slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. Being unable to appreciate the beauty, narrator liked her voice and the sound of slippers which he had heard. Moving on to the next part of the lesson. Are you going all the way to Dehra? I asked. I must have been sitting in the dark corner because my voice startled her. She gave a little exclamation and said, I didn't know anyone else was here. Well, it often happens that people with a good sight fail to see what is right in front of them. They have too much to take in, I suppose. Whereas people who cannot see have to take in only the essentials, whatever registers most tellingly on their remaining senses. I didn't see you either, I said, but I heard you come in. I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind. I thought, provided I keep to my seat, it shouldn't be too difficult. The girl said, I'm getting down at Saharanpur. My aunt is meeting me there. Then I had better not to be too familiar, I said. Aunts are usually formidable creatures. Where are you going? She asked. To Dehra and then to Mussoorie. Oh, how lucky you are! I wish I were going to Mussoorie. I love the hills, especially in October. Yes, this is the best time, I said, recalling on my memories. The hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night you can sit in front of log fire and listen to some music. Many of the tourists have gone, and the roads are quiet and almost deserted. Yes, October is the best time. New word which we have come across here is startled, which means surprised. Moving on to the explanation, narrator was very eager to talk with a co-passenger and inquires whether she was going all the way to Dehra. Underline the statement, children. Are you going all the way to Dehra? It's an important question for reference to context. Girl who was unaware of the narrator was surprised and exclaimed that she was unaware of the presence of a co-passenger. Narrator starts thinking that a person with a normal sight will be in his or her own world, that they fail to see what is right in front of them. But a blind person like him try to be more alert and register even the minute things which takes place around him. Narrator did not want to reveal the fact that he was blind and says that even if he had not seen either but had heard her come in, the girl said that she would be getting down at Saharanpur, where her aunt would come to pick her. Author making fun says that he has to be very careful as aunts are usually formidable creatures. Underline this line, children. Aunts are usually formidable creatures. Reference to context. Narrator says so because aunts are the one who will be more cautious and protective and not let to speak with the strangers. Girl asks the narrator as to where he was going, for which he says that he is going to Dehra and then to Mussoorie. Girl was very excited hearing Mussoorie and says that she wished she could go to Mussoorie, especially in the month of October, to view the beauty of the hills. Narrator had viewed this beauty while he was normal sighted. Hence, recalling his memories explains the beauty of Mussoorie, saying that the hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun being delicious, during night to sit in front of log fire, listening music, roads being quiet and almost deserted, and justifies that October is the best month to visit Mussoorie. We'll continue the next part in the next class, children. Moving on to assignment. First one. What did the narrator infer when the girl was startled by his voice? Second one. How could the narrator, being blind, describe Mussoorie? Thank you, children.